time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So we got a Sparrow update, and it's mostly about Ahsoka. And because the feedback for the show has been positive, and the ratings, the Nielsen ratings were good, we are getting an episode 2. And I really think they'd almost have to do it that way because there's too much left open. And it's kind of important to have that story either closed off or lead into the next thing. That's basically it. So, they did all the analytics, they did all the research and looked at who watched it and all the rest of that, and determined that it's worth a second season. The budget for this show was only $121 million, and that's not a big budget. And Dave and John kicked ass. And with Favreau ordering Lucasfilm to start digging through all the projects Kennedy killed, I think we're going to get some good Star Wars.
For 10 long weeks, the Star Wars company labored on the suburban London sound stages, bringing to life a film that had begun as an idea with George Lucas 3 years before.
You underestimate my power! Don't try it!
As far as the latest rumor from Mike Zero, ignore it. The guy's ridiculous. Favreau has not been fired. He's the boss now. He's the de facto head of Lucasfilm. And I'm going to tell you guys something. Ever since Kennedy got her contract in 2018 extended and there wasn't any real press release on it, Disney's been quiet. And if it was, I can't remember when they started talking about her contract being renegotiated, if it was in 2021, she may be leaving in 2024. Or if it wasn't renegotiated in 2020, then she's done this month. Okay, so we look, we know nothing about the contract. We know nothing about the details. If there is a contract that had a 3-year extension, all we know is what Bellany said in that article where he tore her apart and then snarkily said, "Oh, did you hear she's got another contract extension?" And the only thing that made that even official was the fact that Frank Marshall retweeted it. Like, okay, fine, whatever. So I really want you guys to kind of calm down, and we'll just see where this goes. The house has not sold yet, okay? And it's been really quiet, and we just got to sit and wait like, smart people do, and be patient with this, okay? And I'm going to give you a little advice that Kamran gave to people on the Patreon. Don't take everything that somebody, put the YouTuber's name in there, that somebody like that says seriously, because they don't know. They really don't. And it's beyond my comprehension why people don't use their common sense to think about what a certain YouTuber is saying about a project. It's a money-making gig. That's all it is. And when you reduce it to that, then you realize that these guys have a foot in the, if it doesn't work, we're getting super chats, we're getting AdSense money. And there you go. I do want to say that the rumor that Favreau is gone is bullshit. Yellow Flash, 1000%. When was that? In April? And again. So, look, they keep rehashing it because they don't have anything to talk about. Because there's absolutely no news, real news to talk about. Okay? And Disney knows that. All right? Disney knows that. And I'm gonna ask you guys to do something, and I want you to ask these YouTubers, who stands to gain from this constant crap? Kennedy's grounded monkeys, because that's either they started the rumor or some YouTuber, I'm not going to say who I accuse of it, somebody from YouTube made it up because they didn't have anything to talk about. And you know, it's the critical thinking going into this is not even real. There's no critical thinking. So you guys just kind of sit back and relax about it. Here we have Ray Stevenson. Now, this is something I forgot to tell you. It looks to me like supposedly there's enough archival footage of him that they didn't use, so they might be able to show him in season 2, and then Shin Hati might take over his mission. If you look really close, there's that far mountain that looks like a pyramid, and there's light coming out of it. And if you look at it real close, because I've got a real close high definition picture, it looks like the top of a pyramid. And if you remember, in the Mortis arc, Mortis looked like 2 pyramids stuck together. Bottoms were stuck together. One was right side up, one was upside down, and they were stuck together. Okay, so that's an Easter egg. And of course, the other Easter egg is, why did he have on his wrist device the names of Luke, Han, Luke, Leia, the droids, Chewbacca, and Ben, whoever. Okay, here is Dathomir, and here is the Chimera. So Thrawn's in the galaxy. So, and there will be a struggle with him, because he's got such a galvanizing personality that he can get the Imperial remnants to come together. And I want to see, because I think, I'm going to be very honest, I don't think Moff Gideon was killed. I think that was one of his clones. And of course, there we see Anakin Skywalker, I'm going to say as the chosen one, watching Ahsoka and Sabine walk away and go back to their little turtle buddies. There is some debate on what he is and what Balin's doing and who's calling Balin. Somebody said it was Palpatine, and I'm like, no, the father would never call out to Palpatine. He wanted to know who the chosen one was. And what's really interesting is, if you look at this, it almost looks like there's a man in shadow standing behind Anakin with a beard and the thing on his head. All right. I think Anakin is taking over the part of the father, or maybe he's taking over the part of all three. Okay. But there's something about Peridia that is very heavily influenced by Mortis. And that's going to be a hell of a ride. That's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a hell of a ride. So, you know, we've got some good stuff heading our way, guys. This is Steph signing off. I'll see you around the galaxy.